Okay, Mike. So I wanted to put this together, essentially just kind of a model review before I start cutting drawings. So here's our bib side, same type of rack we used for the THB chamber with the guides and everything. Connects here via L brackets, go into the back wall. I slotted these holes, oversized them a little more to catch on our studs. It's a half-inch slot like you were talking about. Gasket is oversized outside this plate. So everything's pretty clear there. Opened up these additional holes here, and have some PIM studs coming through that the feed through card will slide onto and secure from the inside. Um, on the driver's side, I ended up going with two plates here. Um, Otherwise, it was going to be, um, I was afraid the gasket would be loose in this area because it's just open to the insulated area. And so I've got a single plate here, a gasket, and then an outer plate. So an inner gasket and outer plate. Um, to make install and everything easier, I just went ahead and put four PIM studs on that interior plate that go through the outer plate. So you can take your plate, your gasket, and your plate, and then just hold those together with a couple of nuts, rather than having to try to keep everything aligned while you align that driver plate on the outside. Here's our setup with the driver side of the feed through card with the gasket, that you'll cut in house with the line, depending on where everything lines up. Once again, PIM studs coming out this way, where your top and bottom covers for that feed through card are located. Have those in those different locations. For the driver rack, I did a couple of things here to control adjustment on this. We've got PIM studs coming through the wall that the driver rack secures to here. And so with this slotted here, you've got left and right adjustment. And then down here, these areas have previously been tapped holes going in here, but I went ahead and just slotted them. So your individual rails right here, you'll have a flathead screw going through, and then you'll just back it up on the other side with a washer and kept nut. That way, these individual rails can be adjusted up and down and make sure that we're in alignment with these feed through cards coming through. And so you've got an inch of play up and down, and I believe this slot here is an inch wide as well. Um, a little less. So, um, so that's what you've got there. So you've got your left and right adjustment, up and down adjustment here. I've tried to just run these guide rails all the way back to catch the feed through card, but I ran into a problem here with the Cat 5, because it's so close to the edge. The driver rail wouldn't work there, and so kind of like we talked about before, I just built into some holes into this support here. So I've got a 632 tapped hole. I had to mirror it. I think I might be able to remove that mirror. I'll look at that. But essentially, what you end up having is I've got a tapped hole right here, just below this slotted area. So if we needed to add some sort of Teflon brace, it could almost just be like a rectangular piece of Teflon that has a slot in it that can be adjusted up and down, secured to this rail, and then secured to the feed through card. So that'd be a really simple way to possibly stiffen that up a little bit. So that's there if we need it. We may not need it, but it's there just in case. Like I said, I'll look. I need to rework that in my head. I might not have to do a mirror on that because I think this, um, yeah, looking at it, I shouldn't have to do a mirror. So it'll just be four tapped holes on one side. But that's the setup. Pretty simple. Um, tried to make stuff as adjustable as possible here on the driver's side, because of the possible variance with the feed through card coming through. I adjusted all of these hole dimensions to match what you sent me. Everything measures out of the center, really along this center hole, 6 inches out. So like we talked about there. Um, but that really should be it. I didn't know when we talked on the phone the other day. It sounded like you didn't want me to do anything with the CDA. Didn't know, do we need to put together a four spot Cat 5 with an in and out also? So I guess a total of 6 spots. And then using that setup you sent me. If so, then I'll get started working on that as well. But this is this is it as it currently stands. Shouldn't take too long to get all the drawings and stuff put together. So take a look at this when you get a chance. Let me know if there's any changes you'd like made. Thanks.